Do you want to hear a story about coyotes or do you want to hear a story about fleeing the country? It was January. My parents live on a farm in the middle of nowhere, and I was going stir crazy. I'm not a person who does very well when I'm in like a small area or it's a remote area, particularly when it involves my family for an extended amount of time. I decided that I wanted to go camping. It's Ohio winter. It was, I believe, 20 degrees Fahrenheit. My younger brother and I got out on a four-wheeler about an hour and a half before dark and scouted out a hill in the woods. But my dad, knowing that I was going solo, he looked me in the eyes and he says, "If it's a man, you shoot him. I don't care. And if it's coyotes, you shoot at them. Because I tell you what, they're not afraid of you. If you think that they're afraid of you, you're dead." And then he just drove off. There's a pack of coyotes. And in my mind, they're just like growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm like, I'm going to be dead by the end of the night. I had a pistol. It was loaded, but I didn't have one in the chamber. That's my safety on top of a safety. I had limited cell reception because, like I said, it's the middle of nowhere. And so I'm like getting ready for this night. It's cold, but I've got like an alpaca blanket. I've got woolen socks, and like a beanie and all the things. And it gets dark and I'm fine. Like I go for a little hike in the woods. I start to cook my food. I've got my back against a tree. And then all of a sudden, like, it just gets super quiet. And then I hear like a small dog yapping. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. So I'm sitting there and then I hear more yapping. So it sounds like several of them and they're kind of echolocating around my campsite. And I'm sitting there not really worried. I eat my food, get ready to go to bed because what do you do when you're camping alone? And my fire, I banked it so that I could start it again in the morning and like have coffee, that sort of thing. And I can see like shadows creeping along the side of my tent and I'm laying there and I'm like, oh shit. There's a literal pack of coyotes circling my encampment, just chilling. I had slept, but I like walked around my like campsite and there were coyote tracks everywhere and did not have to fire the gun, but I was like super terrified.